Good evening, everybody. It's your boy Fudge, also known as Sean Patrick Green. We are live at the Buffalo Shoutout Facebook page right now. Probably rebroadcast this in another time, another place. And this is a special edition of the Shoutout. First of all, you can see all the links on the bottom here. You got the Shoutout. Just Good Music is our hashtag. Little short, brief introduction. Started the shout out back in 2012. We had some podcasts running for about 4 years. 2016 was our fourth season. We ended it on a sour note on purpose. And, we can talk about that later if we wish. But about halfway through the first season, I realized that me anchoring this program was rather dry. So we added a few co-hosts along the way, but one that stuck with me through the whole thing and became my permanent co-host was a man named Constant Battle. I won't give you his government name because he'll shoot me. And so we started this thing and we kind of like put it aside for a couple of years. I myself am pursuing a degree at University of Buffalo. Hopefully, I'm going to get this done within a year and a half. So we'll see how this works out. Doing pretty good. So, but without any further ado, I want to bring on my special guest. What we're doing today is we're doing a listening party for Constant Battle. He's releasing a new album this Friday. Today's 24th of June 2020. He's releasing it the 26th this Friday. I believe it's on midnight. We're going to get all that details from him in a minute, but I'm going to bring him on. I'm going to unmute him. He's on standby and officially unmuted. And here he is. What's up, buddy? How you doing?
What's going on? What
So,
up? What up?
while that we've done something. Oh yeah, we
Yeah,
forgot
I
to.
know.
We'll do our official intro. What's up, everybody?
There you go. It's your man, Constant Battle.
It's the shout out.
This is just good music.
That's right. And we're still sticking with that hashtag. I got glasses on, so I'm trying to keep the glare from coming on. So, anyways,
Okay.
just gave a brief introduction and kind of talked about myself. But so started this show with me back in the day, and like we said, 2016, we ended it on a low note intentionally, and we were hoping that was going
Right.
to get people in. A lot of people were confused by it, mostly our affiliates, and so it's no big wonder. It was really between me and Maine. We had like an argument at the end, so it's kind of fun how we did
Right.
it, in my opinion.
I
Anyway,
actually forgot about that.
that was hilarious. We'll have to review that another time. So right now, let's keep kind of catch us up in the last 4 years. What you've been doing since the
Yeah.
last show?
What I have been doing for the most part is working on new music. Hence the EP coming out this Friday. Also, I changed jobs a couple times because when the show was still going, I worked at United Healthcare, and then I started doing roadside assistance. Did that for about a year, and then because of my bad luck with cars, I went and got a regular job, and now I work in a factory, and I've been doing that for the last 2.5 years. It's actually the factory I work in was actually my first tax-paying job. Like I did, of course, other jobs when I was younger, but the first job where I like claimed taxes and really even had to pay state taxes was the current job I'm at now. So I'm back at where it all began. What happened? Are you still there?
I'm here.
Am I still there?
Your screen froze for some reason.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on.
What are you doing, man?
I don't like this. I
Sorry.
don't like this. I don't know what happened.
Oh. So anyway,
Hold up.
we see.
Okay, I'm back.
Yeah. Okay. Let's go back to. Go ahead. Continue what you were doing.
Okay. So so like I said, last 2.5 years I've been working at the factory. So kind of full circle back to where it all started as far as my working career, if you will. So that's the personal side of things as far as that. And like I said, as far as music, I've been working on the EP. Um, as I've been telling other people, at first I felt like I needed to go through some things, which was one of those be careful what you ask for, because I went through some things. But then as I was in prayer, I felt God telling me like it's not just about you. It's not about you, not all about you. So I kind of changed direction and I started having conversations with people. And these songs really, for the most part, stem from those conversations. So I got to see where people heads were at, hearts were at, everything, how they felt about certain things. And that's where the inspiration for pretty much all the songs came from. So that's what I've been doing the last 4 years, working on this music. And then also I got a couple other things I'm working on too, as far as musically. I'm hoping to release a mixtape, let's say late third quarter in the fall, and then if all goes my way, if the Lord sees fit, I should say, I'll be releasing another EP by the end of the year. So I'm trying to stay busy, man, trying to get this work done as far as music, because it's time. I've been doing it long enough. I'm getting up there in age, of course, and it's like, it's either now or never. So it's now. That's how I see it.
So,
Also, I'm trying to. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Last thing I want to say, if I
oh, go ahead.
can, I'm trying to get a couple last minute submissions into the Great Lakes Christian Film Festival. One video I know for sure is ready now because it's ready even this moment, and I'll have that in on time. But it's another video I'm hoping to have done by the submission deadline, which is this upcoming Tuesday, I believe you told me.
I believe so. Yeah, this Tuesday.
Yeah. So like I said, I got one done for sure, and hopefully I'll have another one as well by Tuesday. But yeah, I'm looking to get a couple videos for the film festival.
That's cool. Now, our film festival he's talking about, it's called the Great Lakes Christian Film Festival. And that's kind of been another one of my projects I've been working on. We started putting that together, like curating since 2014. 2015 was our first event. So that kind of
Right.
down season 4. While we were doing that, I was doing my second season for film festival, and it got pretty overwhelming. So had to
Right.
make a decision somewhere. So the film festival is still
Right.
the 6th year we're doing that. So that's a pretty fun thing. And we had Sirius, her radio was on there. She did a documentary,
Yeah.
hip hop.
Yeah. If I'm not mistaken, Siri is watching. So she is watching. What's going on, Sirius?
What's up, Sirius? How you doing? So yeah, she had her documentary, Rap Queen,
Rap queen. Rap queen.
and she got nominated. I believe she got an award. I mean, you got to help me out here. My mind is slipping already. But anyway, she was well received and by the attendees. Not everybody there was in
Uh-huh.
the top, so it was eye opening for people who are not in the culture to watch it, but people are fans of
Right.
content in general. So so it's pretty exciting, man, to see how that transpires and how people share thoughts and ideas from different backgrounds at film festivals like that. So we're looking forward to
Right.
see what you got for this year for us, and maybe you can sneak it in. We'll have a different format we might be doing. We're still working on that as far as having an attendance type of thing or whatever. So, all right, let's get back to you.
Okay.
I'm going to go to your website, put that on a page real quick, and
Okay.
constantbattle.net. How long have you had this website now?
Yeah. A little over a year. I feel like closer to a year and a half, but definitely a little over a year.
How's this working out for you? And you got a ding when I went to it, so it it
Yeah.
notified you about that. That's kind of funny.
Yeah, yeah. I signed up for the mobile app, and I'm not sure if I regret it or not because every time somebody goes to the website, it notifies me, which is kind of cool though because I kind of get to see where people are hitting the page from. Like I get a lot of hits overseas, like China seems to be like the number one country of people going to the website right now, which I'm not mad at. But it kind of annoys me because every time I go to the website, it tells me, and it's like I know I'm on the website. You don't have to tell me like I'm on this device. You don't have to tell me, you know. But
Mhm.
overall though, pretty cool. I designed everything myself. Um, I put it, put it all together, and that day I got some tips and advice on how I can make it better. So once I took that into account as well, recently made some updates. But as you see, I got the homepage, the section for videos, and section for when the country opened back up to start touring again. At the bottom of the homepage, I believe is where you can sign up for email. I forget. Um, of course, the online store definitely supports your boy merch and booking and contact. Which honestly, I don't know if I even need that booking and contact page anymore because you can really reach me from any of the pages. I got like a chat on some of the pages. So really, I don't even know if I need that last page anymore. I might be removing that. You can
You're
really
doing a
reach
lot
me
of
from almost anything.
you're doing a lot of stuff on Instagram too, right?
I am.
I've seen a
So
couple
I
of
feel
so
like Instagram has been my go-to because I feel like I get the most interaction there. So being that I get the most interaction from Instagram, that's why I'm kind of, I don't want to say catering to it, but that's where I'm at. The upcoming shows can actually start being updated now. With the country opening back up, got some stuff going on. Matter of fact, August the 8th, I'll be in New York City for the We Fight Daily Tour, rescheduled from the original date of March 27th. And then, working on a couple other things as well. But yes, as y'all see, plenty of merch, t-shirts, sweatshirts, hoodies, laptop case, fleece
I like
jackets,
the
phone
design.
cases.
I like the design. Who did that design?
Thank you. I got it from Fiverr, honestly.
Fiverr's awesome, man.
It is.
And booking contact, you got to go to the website and you can request it. There's an email too. So
Right.
cool, man. All right, so go back to your homepage here. So the design. I got the a player here. This is going to be our listening music here in a second. But this design of the cover now. This is a single he did with Frankie Bells out in. He's from Philadelphia area.
Originally, yeah, but he lives in Charlotte now. He moved.
Oh, did he really? Okay.
Yeah. I found out the hard way because I was like, man, how am I gonna get this video done? Because I wanted him to be in the video. And so it was like, oh, you know what? I got something coming up in Harrisburg. Let me see how far he is from Harrisburg. Because to my knowledge, he last lived in like Lancaster or something like that, which is not too far from Philly, but I don't think it's too far from there as well. So I reached out to him and he like, bro, I moved to Charlotte. Like, what? So yeah, he's in Charlotte now.
Nice. So, how did you get him up here then? Did you fly him up? Did he drive up or?
As far as for the song,
Yeah.
oh, that's just technology. We just sent the emails back and forth.
All right. It's like not
Yeah,
like old school days where you have to physically be in the same studio doing stuff.
exactly.
Cool. All right. So tell me about the this project as a whole, like from start to finish. You know,
hmm
the genesis of the idea. Tell me about this.
Okay, so like I was saying a few minutes ago, it really started because I felt like after my last project, which was a mixtape, it was the way things should have been part two, which I feel was pretty well received. I just felt like I was starting to talk about some of the same stuff over and over. And it was like, I do not want to just keep talking about the same thing over and over and over again. So I want to just experience some different things. Like, I try to include both theology as well as I like to try to include actual testimony and things like that as well. And so it's like, you know what, let's just kind of experience some things so I could be able to, show the power of being real, the power of prayer, the power of God, the power of grace, the power of mercy. And like I said, I went through some things. Some people I don't think you even know don't know how bad it got. Like I went into a deep state of depression, like actually attempted suicide. Uh, Obviously, it was a failed attempt. And as I was recovering from all of that, I was in prayer one day, and like I said, I just really feel like I heard God say, "It's not all about you. It's not just about you. There's other people that's struggling and going through things as well." And like I felt like, what, it's time to get back to the heart of this as far as from a ministry standpoint. And I talk about that on our job, which is why on our job is the first song. On our job wasn't even originally going to be on the project anyway, but I felt like it just fit the whole format of the song of getting back to ministry, getting back to, praying for people, helping people, reaching out to people, things like that. And so I started having conversations, and like I said earlier, finding out where people heads are at, minds are at. So like on our job, it's from me talking to people, and they kind of just saying where how they feel like Christians are quote acting. Christians act like they too fly. Christians act like they got too many haters. They act like they too caught up on themselves. Like what's this whole? Are you a Christian rapper or a rapper that's Christian? Like either way, I'm gonna look at you the same. If you talking about you a Christian and you rapping, you're gonna be a Christian rapper to me. And so I took all this feedback, and I also not only took the feedback, but I started getting inspired to talk to more people. So it was like, all right, cool. So now I got on our job, and even though I say that song is for Christians, it was like this is what non-believers are saying. We need to get back to being out there ministering to people and helping people, giving them the gospel and things of that nature. It's not about how prosperous can you be. It's not about having the money, the house, the cars, and oh look at me. And if you pay your tithes or offerings, you can be blessed too. Or I can be a sexy Christian. Or I got all these haters. Everybody hating on me because I'm so blessed. Don't nobody care about none of that stuff, like at all. So like I said, I took that feedback and I just applied it. And it was like, all right, Christians, this is what people are saying. We need to get back to meeting them where they're at. Basically, is what I feel like on our job is about. And then as I start to go on into the project, the track after that is Young Buck. And that originally be T Man song who has the first verse. And we wrote our verses for it some 10 years ago. I didn't even remember my whole verse. I remember like a couple lines, that's it. And he just never used it. And he came across it one day about maybe a year or so ago. And he was like, yo, look at this. I just came across. I'm like, yo, that fits the theme of my project so perfectly because the song is not about us. It's about young dudes who felt they were forced into like street life, gang life, whatever you want to call it. And us encouraging them and telling them like, yo, there's another way, there's another option. You don't have to go this route. And after that, then comes self reflect. I don't know if you want me when you say start to finish. I don't know if you want to go track by track, but like I literally listed the tracks in the order that I did, with specific intent and purpose. So the intent is very deliberate. I even been
Whoop,
saying
sorry about
lately,
that.
being no, you're fine. I've been saying lately, be intentionally intentional with your intentions. Like, be so direct that there's no, I mean, there could be questions if people just have questions, but there should be no confusion, nothing to have to clear up, So, like I said, I ordered the tracks exactly the way I did on purpose. So, but like I said, they all came from conversations with people. I see the words, but I don't hear the music. I just want to let you know.
Yeah, I don't have it all the way up. I didn't want to grind you out.
Oh, okay. Like, what's going on?
If you ain't from the unit, go gorilla.
So,
Defecate on records, make them sicker. At the Holy Ghost, he's the healer. How you relate to him? With cracks, that's illa. People listen to a record, they know realer. When you actually saying something with no filler. This is for the people actually trying to do the right thing. Struggling But after this, you ain't got the right brain. Just hold on, your test becomes a testimony. The band's undefiled after holy matrimony.
What about the people out there battling with depression?
What about
you
them?
can fill the void just simply by confessing.
But keep your head up so you can surely see progression. And all the signs from God every day is such a blessing. These are the type of things we actually should be attacking. Not talk about hating for the chips that we be stacking. What are you doing? Why are you worried about people hating on you? Or if you can be a fine Christian. We need to be out here ministering to people. We need to be out here helping people. And that's why we have to get back on our job. Have to get back on our job. We have to get back on our job. Have to get back on our job. And don't even get me started on the silly debates we have amongst ourselves. I'm a Christian rapper. I'm a rapper that's Christian. Put me in this box. Don't put me in a box. Let me tell you how the world see it. The whole debate is dumb. You are a Christian rapper. The more important question, you still a Christian after? You put the mic down and you go back to living life. Trying to live what you rap every single day and night. Surely hope so, cause you know the world is watching, especially non-believers trying to see if you be spotted. And I don't mean the weight, smell like ink on the white tie. Spewing out some garbage like,
Surely you will not die.
how you ready to talk about repentance and salvation? Another thing that's so severely lacking in is take prayer from everyone to keep our sanity. When you look around, all you click to see is vanity. Someone's love lost and it truly is a tragedy.
So this song, man, I tell you what,
Uh-huh.
this song was bananas to me when I first heard it. I loved it. It's like the best.
Yeah, man, it just felt like it was so needed at that time, you know?
What was this, 2015, 16? When was
When
this?
I originally released it was actually 2017.
2017. Okay.
I've been, you know, I recorded it back in 2014 for the first time, but I just worked it. I would perform it. I would play it for people. I would get feedback. I would go back like, all right, let me touch this up. Then, you know, I would do the same thing. You know, I'll perform it. I would get feedback. All right, let me touch this up. But I originally recorded it in 2014 and originally released it as a single, which I thought was going to just be a standalone single in 2017.
I love it. This is one of those songs that, like I said, it's like the lyrics is ridiculous. I mean, really, I really love the lyrics on this one. I don't know who wrote it. I don't know if you have a ghostwriter, but I love this.
Yeah.
I love the lyrics on this one. So
I have a whole
and it's really cool
ghostwriter.
there
That's
was
about it.
it was cool. There was a typography for it too. That was kind of neat.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
now, what was the other? You had another video before this one about it, or no? You haven't done a regular video?
I haven't done a regular video in a long time. I got one that's going to be coming out Friday, which is one of the ones I'm submitting to you. And I do have one that is for my verse of Old Things Past. That might be what you're thinking of. I did do a video for my verse of Old Things Past that I put out back in January or February. I recorded it, filmed it in January. I put it out in February. So I think what you're thinking of is that video for Old Things Past.
Cool. Is that on your YouTube page? Not yet.
Yes, it is. It is.
Looking for it. I don't see it.
Yeah. It should.
The other one was Mr.
be
Postman.
that
That was a
far,
good
actually.
one. The other one was Mr. Postman.
Yeah,
We'll play a little audio.
I couldn't get the sample cleared for Mr. Postman, of course, so couldn't use that. Give me one second. I'll tell you. It should be the second or third last video though. Give me one second. I'm going to my YouTube now. I'll tell you.
So, anyways, so you've been focusing on a lot of stuff about really yourself in this season, the way through you're telling me.
Yeah, exactly.
This is like-
It's the second last video. When you go to my page. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Old Things Past. Okay. This is a
Yep.
short video.
Yep.
All right, we'll set up here while we're talking. Set it up
Okay.
for us while I'm getting ready.
Okay. So it's on the project, of course, on We Fight Daily. The song actually features Church Boy. A homie that I met, he's from Richmond, Virginia. I met him down in DC back in 2017. I forget the name of the event we were at, but we were both part of the event, and we just clicked right away, and we just stayed in contact. We've been boys ever since. And so I reached out to him, let him know that I was interested in him being on the project, and he was like, "Man, I actually got a song that I've been wanting for you anyway." And so it's actually going to be on both projects. So on We Fight Daily, it's only my verse and his verse, and then he's actually putting out a project as well called Features. And it's going to be our two verses plus another guy. I forget his name. I never got to meet him, and I feel bad because he just told me the other day. I just did a live video with Church Boy on Monday, and he told me the guy's name, and I forgot it already. But on his version, there's a third verse, but it's just the two verses on my project. So we was able to use the song for both, which I thought was pretty cool.
All right, we'll listen to the snippet real quick.
Jesus Christ gave his life. It's because of him that we can have eternal life.
Never hit the block, but I know a lot of D-boys. Ask them how they okay, knowing that they destroy lives every day and live us so paranoid. So I might take theirs, cause jungle go shoot the bears. They live their life in fear when they don't even have to. They ask what you mean. Well, let's start at Matthew. The end of chapter 6, it shows he takes care of the affairs of the earth and the fowl of the air. Let's continue and compare to show your life is values. Jeremiah 29, show us thoughts that's about you are of peace and not evil. Give you future and a hope, not to risk your life out on these corners selling dope. But enough with all the quotes. Let me simply just ask, are you okay with this life and the one that's coming after? If the answer's no, I suggest that you inquire about the true and living God who sent the Son as Messiah.
His name is
Kindness and serving change and loving people, doing it in the name of Jesus Christ, because he gave his life. It's because of him that we can have eternal life. You can catch me showing kindness and serving change and loving people, doing it in the name
I
of
know you want to be in the video.
gave his
Look,
life.
now look at the camera.
Eternal life.
Look at the camera.
All right, so we fight daily on this one. So what's the stop it right there. So what's the difference between we fight daily and what's the name of your album?
We Fight Daily.
Oh, okay. So I use I'm getting older, so you gotta be careful with messing me up with that.
We're gonna charge you to the game, Fudge. Don't worry about it.
Right. So, constant battle, we fight daily. There's a recurring theme between your name, this album. What other struggle type themes or anything, songs that are included in the new project?
The title track, We Fight Daily. I touch on a lot of different subjects on that track. I talk about people dealing with pride, dealing with gluttony, dealing with a loss of limb, dealing with a loved one loss. I touch a lot of things on that particular track on purpose to remind people you're not alone. Like, I always say my tagline, I believe is what you say to call it, is remember you're not alone. Like the motto is we fight daily, but it's always, remember you're not alone, we fight daily. So I very specifically go into a bunch of different issues to let people know it doesn't matter what you're facing. We've all faced something. I don't want to say we've all been there because we may have not all had the same exact experience. But we're all going through something, and there's hope in Jesus, and we fight daily. The we fight daily is because of course, people don't talk about Ephesians 6:12, and we wrestle not against flesh and blood, the spirits of principalities. And I'm not going to finish the verse because I want people to go and read Ephesians 6:12. So go read Ephesians 6:12. But realistically, every day it's a fight, man. I mean, just being a black man. I'm sorry if I'm going to get too political or deep, but just as a black man, it's a fight every day. Like, look at all these unjust murders that's happening again. Like, why did we keep? It's almost like Groundhog Day that we keep going through this stuff, yo. Like that alone. But it's not just for a black man. It could be for anybody. We are all literally facing and struggling and dealing with something every day. Every day that you wake up and you still have breath, you're dealing with something. You're fighting something. You're battling something. So that's why I always want to remind people. And I feel like the bigger theme, even in We Fight Daily, the bigger theme of this project for me is the remember you're not alone part. Remember you're not alone because we're all fighting.
It's the truth. I mean, it's a big hot topic.
Hmm.
I think the last time you and I even discussed the topic was back when Ferguson was going down,
Yep.
and I think that was at 2016 too, right? 2015. I think that was.
Somewhere around, I think it was 15, but I'm not sure.
Yeah, that was our fourth season, and we were talking about it throughout that whole season, really. But fast forward 4.5 years later, um, what a what a crazy set of situations that's been going on. And I mean, um, first of all, the George Floyd thing was the thing that set it off worldwide, which
Right. Worldwide. Right.
didn't happen 4.5 years ago. 4.5 years, it was, a few cities in the U.S. were irate, but this one it was completely, the whole world. Never seen anything like it in my life. Never seen any um, empathy or sympathy or any kind of mourning or anything like that on a global scale like that. I would have to say
Right.
Lady Diana, maybe. That was probably the only thing that impacted a worldwide audience. But this not only was impacted the world that we live in, but also this whole um, new rehashing of this movement, basically, the Black Lives Matter.
Hmm.
And so,
Hmm.
what is your take on this? The last couple months, especially. Everybody's in quarantine. Everybody's kind of confined. They come out of quarantine.
Everybody's going crazy.
This incident happened.
I,
Wow.
I feel like part of it is the fact that people have been quarantined. Like people are losing their minds. They don't know what to do with themselves. Like I always say that, even just sitting over the winter, people come back out in the spring and the summer and then they're so stir crazy that they do stupid stuff. So imagine, you know, the pandemic hit basically towards the end of the winter. So now people still stuck in the house. People really don't know what to do now. It's like I can't take it anymore. Not me personally, because thankfully, by the grace of God, I have not been affected. Like I'm an essential worker, so I have not stopped working. Other than doing music, I'm fairly introverted anyway. So unless I'm doing something music related, I'm in the house. So I'm lucky enough, I'm blessed enough, I should say, to have not been affected. But I know so many people are, and it's ridiculous that it's coming out in these violent ways. Like it shouldn't have to come out like this.
Absolutely. No, I mean, this is like the whole thing, the police reform, racism. I've never seen I've never seen a move for change this powerful in my lifetime.
Yeah,
Everything's happened
yeah.
prior to my life in the 60s was probably the most powerful time of our history in the United States. But in a worldwide impact, I've never seen anything this powerful of a movement to change things and how rapid people are pushing to change things. Um,
Hmm.
level, not just local communities, but the whole governments. You know,
Right.
it's just it's amazing. And I don't want to get too um, political worldwide about the situation because there are several layers. I really want to focus on you. How is this project um, reflecting today? What is it? How is it relevant today?
For the exact reason I just said. that we all face something every day. We all go through something every day. We all give me 1 second. What do you want? You see I'm doing this video. Why do you always do this? Come on.
Sounds like my daughter.
Man, I'm telling you, he never wants my attention until he knows I'm doing a video. Then he does this. Anyway, this is my baby boy, Charlie, everyone.
Charlie.
So yeah, no, honestly though, the project reflects and relates today because of everything that is going on. Like I said before, just being a black man trying to make it home, or to work or wherever you're going, and having that fear if you get stopped or pulled over for any reason, will you make it to wherever you're going? You know, will you make it to the next day? Look at Breonna Taylor; she's at home, sleep in her house, minding her business. So
I can't understand the thinking. I really can't.
right.
And
they always try to find a way to justify it. They always trying to find a way to justify it.
I understand. I know a lot of people, friends, family, a lot of different people that are in law enforcement. And for the people that I know that are solid people, it's got to be embarrassing to have situations like that thrown in their face. I can only relate it to being in the military, because not everything that the military does is 100% lawful, if you don't mind me saying like that. Although while we're there, we have to do what we're supposed to do. We're told to do a certain thing. The repercussions for not doing what we're supposed to do.
Don't scratch me.
For the most part, people follow orders, no matter what. And then there's also those dirty, foul people that are not with the program, that have their own agenda, that think it's fun to do things differently than what they're ordered to do or how they're ordered. Right. So there's a lot of layers to this one. We could probably have a just on this. It's a great topic. I do.
It's a needed topic. I don't want to necessarily say I'm disagreeing you about it being a great topic, because I don't know if it's so great, but it's very much a needed topic. This discussion needs to be had over and over again until more changes are made. So it's very much a needed topic.
Well, maybe we can regroup and do this again for that purpose. We'll just talk about this.
Okay.
So I think that would be awesome. What I want to do, though, I just want to focus on you tonight and this project and what it means to you. There's also another video that's on your website called Hard Truth. I know that's not on the project, but
that's not going to be in the project. No. If anything, that'll be on a mixtape. I was saying I'm hoping to release in the fall.
All right. I'll play a little snippet of that one real quick.
Okay.
See how that plays out here. Get the volume up. Introduce this before I turn it on.
So, Hard Truth, the reason I named it that is because I just felt like that's what it is. The way I even started, streets want me to rap gully. Like, people that's not saved, they don't necessarily want to hear all that Christ taught, But then when you got the church side, the Christian side, they still act like everything is supposed to be Jesus loves me, this I know. That's why I say church wants something that's made for Teletubbies. Always quick to yell that it's about the youth because they act like only youth listen to Christian hip hop. So I feel like it's a hard truth in the sense of nobody's really looking to face it right now. Like, this is reality and we're going through real things, And then I get into a little more detail as the song goes on. Now I'm going to get the whole thing away when you're about to play it.
Yeah, don't.
Streets want me to rap gully. church wants something that's made for Teletubbies. Always quick to yell that it's about the youth. What it is, but remember, it's also about the truth. Which can get pretty ugly, but the weather sugarcoated. Once to get exposed, the friends become foes. And we all know this thing of that betrayal. The thing you let them roam is pushing up the trails. All these different railroads going so fast. They try to cover up, that's why they're wearing a mask. They think that sex and drugs that actually fill the hole. They just need the Holy Ghost comfort the soul, but you may have already lost them. Instead of being honest, you was too busy flossing. I ain't always the best example. I apologize if my actions were detrimental. I stopped it before it became toxic. I understand the viewpoint of tough agnostics. Beyond the diagnostics, I'm giving you the proof. I'm living what I'm saying, so I'm giving you the truth. I'll say that we are sin and need Jesus. And now I'm messed up, fitting up for these reasons. They call the seasons of your life. Think it's more like the battle to get it right, man. These cats want you to fail. All doors go to heaven, they'd rather see you in hell. Instead of trying to help you, they'd rather put up a veil that you did something crazy. End up under this hill. They say the good die young. Is that even a stat? With no good by nature, and that's an actual fact. Like the rat race, which is part of the pack. When the finish line is headed, just adding another lap. Man, is it even really worth it? You gotta keep it real. I need something I can work with. You won't reach you by preaching at them. They need real proof. Now what Eve gave to Adam. A real love from a real Christ. Some real hope for this real life. And they know when it feels right. That's why they don't trust you when they back. They can feel nice. They gotta be perfect. Real is a requirement. You wanna be successful when trying to reach the environment. Meet them where they at. Try to get to the heart of it. Show some grace and mercy and drop your sense of entitlement.
I mean, that's been your recurring theme, this whole We Fight Daily, for a long time.
Yeah.
And just so happy it just came, fruition.
Right.
So this video, actually, I mean, I don't know how long you did this, but it seems like you lost some weight even since this video. You lost some weight.
So. I did. I dropped a couple more. I mean, I shot that video in February, and then I put it out in like March or something like that. But I'm down a couple more pounds. I'm still not at my goal, of course, but yeah, I've lost a couple more pounds since then.
It's awesome, man. Good job.
Working on it. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Not that losing weight validates you any more or any less as a human being, but
right.
It's healthy. I'm trying a little bit myself. I've been concerned about my gut health than ever, so I don't know. I think it's important that we think about that. So, all right. So I'm going to get to the project. Okay. I don't have a video for it yet. We do have a couple songs that were released on Apple Music, not iTunes anymore, and a couple other platforms, right?
Right. Yeah, you know how these digital distributors do now, so they put you on everywhere they can. Apparently, except for Facebook. I've been having trouble getting them to put Brand New Day on Facebook and Instagram, and I reached out to them a few times. And the most recent thing they reached back was like, oh, well, sometimes Facebook and Instagram, if they see that's a single off of the whole project, they'll just wait till the project releases. I'm like, that doesn't make sense for two reasons. One, I submitted the single about a week or two before the whole project. Two, I've submitted another song, being the second single, Young Buck, like a day or two ago, and it's already there. So, is that Wowo trying to peek in? I see you, Wowo. Come on in the camera now. I done seen you now. Come on. Oriah, how you doing?
Who is that?
Hi.
Who is that? Constant Battle? Wowo. Yep. So, yeah, Wowo was in the house. So, yeah, I mean, I don't know. I lost my train of thought. Just get right to the music. How's that?
That works.
Got your webpage on. I got the player here. So we're going to start with the intro. Do I have to really talk about the intro or?
No, it's an intro.
All right. Can you hear that?
Yeah. Not anymore. I heard the dings, then it went off.
Let's try it again.
Yeah, I just want to be a better brother and son.
I would like to work on my anger.
Work on my organization as a teacher.
I want to create good habits.
Honestly, the thing that I focus on a lot is I just want to be a better leader.
I want to work on a better me.
Yo, honestly, I just want to be a better man of God. I just want to be a better man of God.
All right. So obviously we're talking, we're in an environment of, fighting, which is
Right.
got the dinging going
Right.
on. And I hear Pastor Steve's
Right.
voice too, right?
Yeah. Yep, that was Pastor Steve you heard.
And a couple
The
people
very first voice,
or what?
the very first voice you heard was Israel Ghetto Gospel. And I remember after that track was put together, I was like, how did I let Iz be the first voice you hear on my project? Like, how did I approve this?
You know what though? He sounded pretty good. I have to say, man, his voiceover game is on point. Can't complain about that.
Right.
See if this goes to the next one right away.
Okay.
Doesn't look like it. All right. So I got second track. Is it gonna go to the next track? Maybe not. I gotta figure out how this is gonna play. All right, bear with me. All right, I got it right here. So I just put it out here. Hey, like this little tent. This little quiet tent in the background. I'm gonna expand this so we can see what who's on the track.
Okay.
There you go.
Well, if you're getting into the next track is On Our Job. So that's the only track on the whole project that doesn't have anyone else's voice on there. But you already played On Our Job. You played the typography earlier. So really you could skip the Young Buck if you want.
That's right. So we'll do it. We'll just play a little snippet of it for people who might have just.
Now believe it, take a seat for a second. This right here for my Christian brothers and sisters. It seems like we've lost focus. It seems like we're off track, and that's why we have to get back on our job. Have to get back on our job. We have to get back on our job. Have to get back on our job. See, we're supposed to be the Bible that people are reading. We're supposed to be the light that people will see.
All right. Young Buck introduced this one to us.
All right. So Young Buck, which is the second official single. Like I said, I don't count On Our Job as an official single. The second official single is Young Buck, featuring T-Man, featuring Maine. T-Man also produced the track. It's a powerful, in my opinion, song speaking to the youth of today that feels like they don't have too many options. They feel like they have to turn to the streets or, drug dealing and things of that nature to try to get by. And it's up to look for another avenue because there's other options. So, it's us letting them know like that's not the only way.
All right, here we go.
That's why whatever you do for the Lord, you gotta go high.
Well, now, Young Buck featuring T-Man, right?
Yep.
And Maine. How'd you get them guys?
Say it again?
How'd you get those guys on the project?
Oh, well, what happened is it was originally T-Man's song from about 10 years ago, but he never used it. And I feel like it fit the project. So he sent it to me just like, oh, hey, look at this song I came across. And I'm like, dude, I need that for my project. He sent me the beat and his verse is what he sent me. And I'm like, I need that for my project. So I remembered a couple of lines from my original verse, but I rewrote the rest of it. And at the time, I didn't have Maine or anything yet. And I was like, yo, Maine, I need you for this song. And of course, he's like, okay. And it was really that simple. Now, that one we did all record because we're all here in Buffalo. T-Man is here in Buffalo. He's actually my main engineer anyway, as well as my main producer. So we recorded right at his studio, me, him, and Maine. And I feel like the chemistry was good there as well. And I feel like you can, really see and hear that in the song as well.
All right, here we go. Start playing Young Buck.
See what you know about hustle and rock. You need to go to school, don't need to be out there on the block. You got a lot ahead of you. Stay ahead of the game. The school game, drug game, no, it ain't the same. See what you really need to do? Stay true to yourself, and if you do that, then comes a natural wealth. By doing that, yeah, you gon' get you some money, but still, that stuff is gon' get you killed. And it'd be a shame just to see a young man go. He grew up too fast, never took it too slow. Oh, you in the gang, my bad, I thought I knew. You ain't the only one, it's just you and your crew. What if he got killed? Then what they gon' do? They gon' retaliate and they just gon' get killed too. You want that? Or do you want life as a gift? You need to pick yourself up. Here, I give you a lip. You're just a young buck out there out on the block. You only 14 years old, hustling around. You're just a young buck out there out on the block. You only 14 years old, hustling around. You're just a young buck. A young buck. You're just a young buck. A young buck. A young buck. A young buck. They hit from how high, thinking he need money. What he needs is an education, better himself. He already got a mouth to feed and short on the wealth. The school that he's enrolled in is the one for the hard knocks. Crooked cops, rival gangs, is cold on these hard blocks. Forget about cell blocks, hell is where he's headed. He don't give his life to Jesus, sincerely start repenting. Can you really blame him when he starts to give opinion? A Christian's words don't be in line with how they living. The message he was given wasn't one for the soul, or to at least give hope in this world so bold. So we think that prosperity must equal blessings. Somebody told him wrong, we gotta correct the lesson. See, it's up to us to show the one true God and know that Jesus is real. We gotta get back on our job. He just a young buck out there out on the block. You only 14 years old, hustling around. You're just a young buck out there out on the block. You only 14 years old, hustling around. You're just a young buck. Young buck. A young buck. You're just a young buck. A young buck. A young buck. A young buck. You see that watch? You see that chain? You see the money? You see the range? That's what I got from just 3 years in the game. It would be me and Lloyd, but he caught a bullet to the brain. Even my mama said she'd do something strange for a hit. I dropped the bag and split and went and sat in the rain. I already know this game is crazy, man, but it's all the same to me, so really I can't complain. 3 years in the range is all that you have to show for it. I see you got the drive, but how you gonna show for it? Y'all used to sleep in my house, so I know y'all got dreams. The only thing I care for you to do is go for it. We grew as family, and I love you more than you will ever know. I introduced you to Jesus cause I need you to grow. I genuinely wish you weren't in this rut, cause honestly, you ain't old enough to be stuck. You're just a young buck. Out there out on the block, you only 14 years old, hustling around. You're just a young buck out there out on the block. You only 14 years old, hustling around. You're just a young buck. Young buck. A young buck. You're just a young buck. A young buck. A young buck. A young buck. You're just a young buck out there out on the block. You only 14 years old, hustling around. You're just a young buck out there out on the block. You only 14 years old, hustling around. You're just a young buck. Young buck. A young buck. You're just a young buck. A young buck. A young buck. A young buck. You're just a young buck out there out on the block. You only 14 years old, hustling around. You're just a young buck out there out on the block. You only 14 years old, hustling around. You're just a young buck. Young buck. A young buck. Young buck. You're just a young buck. A young buck. A young buck. A young buck.
Pretty deep, man. Tell us about your verse.
Yeah, man. So, with my verse, of course, I'm talking about someone who had a child at a young age, and like I said, they felt like, they're only option to try to make something happen to take care of himself and his daughter, if you will, was to start selling drugs and go to street life. And I go into so I tell a little bit his background, and it's like this is what he's going through, this is what it is. And I say, if he don't turn his life around, give his life to Jesus, he ain't got to worry about going to jail because he's going to hell. But then I turned it around like, but can you really blame him when he started to give opinion? How Christian words don't be aligned with how they live in? And the same things I was saying earlier, like people are seeing Christians more concerned about if they're blessed or if they're prosperous than if their soul is right, if they're living right, if they're trying to do right. And that's why I said we got to correct the lesson. It's up to us to show the one true God, that Jesus is real. We got to get back on our job, So it's just, for me, it's keeping with that same theme of people are dealing with real life issues, and we as Christians are concerned with the wrong things.
That's right. Like our hunger. Are you eating in there?
Yes, I am.
I'm just kidding.
I am.
Yeah, that's right. Snack time. I already ate before, so.
Okay.
So Maine, he was the last part, right? His was the last part.
Yeah. Yep.
I have to say, honestly, Maine sounds real smooth. I don't know what you did to shape him in, up the way he is now. No, seriously, he's real smooth. He's always had a skill. But I just really liked his verse on that one. Really nice and real neat, and you can hear it, you can understand what's going on. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Some of this newer rap is tough to follow sometimes because of
right.
It's under their breath, some of it, or even like Billie Eilish type stuff where people are they're on this ASMR. I think that's what they call it. It's like
I have no idea. Don't give me the line.
Like low, quiet sounding things. ASMR. It's like a new thing that's been going on for not new, but been going on. And Billie Eilish kind of has like a real quiet tone to her when she's vocal, singing or rapping or whatever. So everything seems to be quieter nowadays. But that was smooth. I really like that verse. Shout out to Maine for that. So let's set up self-reflections. What's that all about?
So self-reflections is actually not a song. It's actually a spoken word piece by Jack from my church, CCA.
Cool.
And so, again, I just asked him to pretty much have the same theme in mind about the fact that we fight daily and that we all go through something. And that's pretty much what I told him. I wanted to keep the theme of we fight daily and that we all face something. And he took it and, he just made it like a heart check, like a self-check, reality check. And, this is what came of it. I did tell him he had to cut it down, though. Normally Jack can do his spoken word pieces. They'll be 7-10 minutes easy. I'm like, dude, people attention spans. This cannot be longer than like 2.5, 3 minutes at the very most. And we got it down to under 2.5. So I was really proud of him for being able to do that.
Jack was awesome, man. I remember my first real introduction to him was when I think we had K-Drama and Jason that weekend that they came up.
Okay.
2012 maybe? I don't know. It's been so long.
I think it was either 12 or 13, one of the two. Uh-huh.
Anyways, K-Drama, Jason, they both came up to Buffalo. They both were performing. They both were headlined for the weekend. Friday night, I think it was K-Drama. Saturday night was Jason at the Sword of the Spirit, North Buffalo area. And K-Drama's Friday night actually was open mic beforehand. So Jack was one of the people that was on open mic. And after, I think this, I'm not confusing this, I hope not, with another night, but long story short, Jack did his thing, and the only thing I could say, I was hosting that night, and the only thing I could say after I got the mic back from him was that this guy, Jack, just split the mic in half. So we got to call him Jack the Ripper because he ripped the mic in half. That was my little
Wow.
try to get away from transition from him to someone else. So yeah, I was like, wow, Jack the Ripper would have been a pretty interesting.
I'm sorry. Listen.
Scold him.
You need to sit still. Either sit up here or sit on the floor. But you need to sit still. Don't scratch me when I put you down. You can sit on my lap or you can sit on the floor. If you're gonna sit on my lap, you gotta sit still.
This is a tutorial.
You gotta sit there and not jump up and scratch me.
This is turning into a tutorial.
Let me see.
How to scold your pets.
Let me see. What is that?
I'm gonna play.
Every day you got something in your fur. You're such a toddler.
I'm gonna play
You're
this.
Lucky. I love you. I love you. I'm putting you down now. Don't scratch me.
Oh, he doesn't have his headphones on.
Okay.
Oh, you there?
I'm sorry about that, by the way.
Oh no. Like I said, it turned into a tutorial for how to.
I'm here.
Pets. So now that's a new snippet, new segue. All right, so here we go. I'm gonna go right to the song. This is from Jack, right?
Okay.
What's his?
Yep.
What's his last name again? I forgot.
Say it again. Jackson is his last name. That's why he goes by Jack. He doesn't. Right. I'm not gonna say his first name because I know he wouldn't appreciate it. But Jack is because of his last name being Jackson.
All right, so here we go. Self-reflection, Mr. Jackson, Jack the Ripper.
I've been in this state before. No, I've been in this same place before. It sounds familiar. No, it sounds like sounds of doctrine that's not sound. No matter how hard I try to catch this, I can't keep my feet in bounds. Bound is what I hear this voice say. Wipe yourself off. Get up off the ground is what I hear another voice say. It's crazy that one of the most important things God gave us, we utilize it to make us face us daily. I'm talking about the mind. It's supposed to focus on eternal things, but lately it just seems to focus on carnality. So actually, it's categorized by the lust of the flesh and the lust of the eyes and the pride of life. But I try to stand on the scriptures. David said, "Thy word have I hid in my heart that I might not sin against thee." He helps me to see. Wherewithal shall a young man cleanse his way? By taking heed thereto according to thy word. But as I start to believe what the psalmist says more and more, I begin thinking my mindset is ready for war. Devil not in my league. But once my prayers go unanswered, I camouflage my flesh and spiritually get fatigued. I know there's people who can relate. It's not just me, but ain't we supposed to be all we can be in God's army? But then our free will got us discharged and disarmed, because disarm was no longer a part of the body. M was right when he told us to lose yourself. But time after time, we still find a way to choose ourselves. We're too selfish. We won't even die to ourselves so we can live. We live it up until we die, so life never begins. It just ends, and we end up in an eternal separation from our Creator, our Maker. It's all written on our face. We are stuck in this wheelchair until we learn how to walk by faith. Our minds distorted. We don't even know how to concentrate unless it's on self. So we don't even know how to pass the plate unless it's to double our wealth. We're too busy trying to speak our fate, but I go to sleep. Just to awake, I wipe my eyes to see things clearer and get ready for another day's battle with the reflection in the mirror. We fight daily, we fight daily, we fight daily, we fight daily.
Yo. Never disappoint. This guy never disappoints.
Never. Okay? My boy Jack is nice.
Jack the Ripper. I'm telling you, man. I mean, this guy should be. I'm glad you put him on your project. I mean, first of all, is he going to get some royalty off of this? You know, how many points he got off this album? You know,
he literally wanted none. Like I really tried. He was like, nope. He didn't even want the credit. If you notice, it don't even give him the feature credit. He literally didn't even want the feature credit. He wanted nothing. I'm like, dude, are you sure? And he's like, right. Yep, I'm just doing it to be a blessing to you.
When this project's going platinum, then you'll just pay off his house, and his wife will be happy.
Right.
So
exactly.
sweet. So tell me when you heard it, what was your emotional state, or what did you get out of it when you finished hearing that?
Man, when I heard it for the first time when he recorded it. So I went with him. We went to T-Man Studios, Sound Like Studios, and so I heard it he didn't let me hear it before he recorded it. So I was like, "Yo, this man really blew me away with this." Which I don't even know why I was surprised because it's not like I haven't heard his spoken words before. I should have knew what to expect. You know what I mean? But really it just blew me away. What I loved about it is I feel like he put as much, passion, effort, energy into this piece that he knew he's doing for my project as he does for his own stuff. And that's what I loved about it the most. It's like he didn't just give me some throwaway piece that he wrote and wasn't going to use. Like he put real time, effort, and energy into it. And I was like, man, like I love it. Yeah, man.
Just like I said, this is somebody that he's humble, but when he's on the pulpit, when he's on fire, when he's preaching,
Right.
he does not hold back.
At all. At all.
He almost has to be censored at times just because of how blunt he is with
That's true. He's
some,
actually had to be censored once or twice because
I know. I mean, I've been in the audience with him in many places where he had to, especially where his home base is, church. Uh, you know, you're always gonna get something out of it, man. I tell you what, could be a surprise. When he's you just gotta be prepared every time he's on the mic. that's all I got.
right,
All right, so this one's called "We Fight Daily."
right. Title track.
You got our main lady, the queen, rap queen, serious voice down in New York City.
Yeah.
Part of the Yes Hour, right?
Mm. Yep.
The radio network, and I mean she's done all kinds of stuff. It's hard to limit it to just.
Man, listen, like you said, there's Yes Our Radio Network, there's the Serious People record label, there's James Media promotion company. Like they do it all out there.
Yep. And they really put me to shame.
Like
So
they're good at it. Huh?
they really put me to shame. They quit and go to school and step up my game.
There you go.
No, I'm really happy to be friends and affiliates with the James gang,
Right.
her and Bridget. I think they're probably one of my favorite power couples in Christian media.
Okay.
Anywhere, and every time we go to New York City for whatever event, and we get to see them, it's really exciting. And
That's true.
it was a pleasure to have her to come up for that film festival to share her documentary, Rap Queen. I don't even know if it's completely released yet, but I think it's finishing the circuit, and I hope they got some sort of distribution for it because it's a solid documentary. Makes you think about
Right.
the genre and women in general. I mean,
Right.
that's been a hot topic too in the last several years, is from the Me Too movement on. But specifically a black female in Christian hip hop has been overlooked for many years, in my opinion. From standpoint of curating, and I always made a point to make sure that whatever we had was a diverse group of people on our playlist. So, and I always look for the women. Octavia Harris was somebody that was always grinding.
And she was producing, rapping, and singing. Octavia, I never got to meet her personally, but she was putting in work. Hopefully, still is. I don't know if she still is, but I hope she is.
Yeah, I mean, she hasn't really pushed too much. I think she moved to Ohio, Cincinnati, maybe works with worked with D-Mob for a little bit, so I haven't heard much since. But she was one. Of course, Mahogany Jones has always been my favorite female Christian hip hop rap artist, whatever you want to call it. She's been my favorite ever since that Her project came out way back, early 2000s.
Early 2000s, yeah.
I met her in at Flavor Fest. I think it was 2003, maybe. And I just fell in love with her as an artist, and ever since then, I was always looking for what's next. What is she doing next? And shout out to some Mahogany Jones, is a new mother, and
nice.
She's also married within the last year to her best friend for many years, Dre Marshall. So shout out. Look, my mom's saying hi. Shout out to Mom. Thanks for watching, Mama.
Yeah, I was going to tell you.
So, but yeah, Mahogany Jones and Dre Marshall, they got a little baby girl, and just recently. So I did catch the name, so pardon my ignorance. But shout out to both of them for their contribution for Christian hip hop over the years. So how did I get off on that tangent? It's easy for me.
You got off on the tangent because you saw the fact that Sirius is featured on the title track, and then you got to talk about women in CHH.
That's right. So anyway, Sirius Voice is on this We Fight Daily title track, and let's give it a spin. Here we go.
A better life, maybe even lost it, but you still gotta pay the lights, pay the rent, pay the gas, thinking that these times gon' last. Only tough people do. Keep pushing and you'll see it through. Your issues trust don't depend on no one but yourself. When you used to reach out like you never seem to get the help, do it on your own instead of feeling like you begging. These such people unreliable. You don't want the headache. I see you deal with gluttony. You trying to get you more and more, but you're never satisfied. And it's killing you inside. Soaring up your riches, but still feeling like you lonely. Be thinking you kinda happy, but it's only for a moment. You see, the part that come with this pride, it is a steep one. If you not learning your lesson, it keeps repeating. Looking from a total pursuit, have a renewed mind. Start to put your trust in the Christ, and you gon' be fine. Daily we fight, daily we fight, daily we fight, daily we fight. No, never think that you're alone. In this world, no, never. Daily we fight, daily we fight, daily we fight, daily we fight. Never think that you're alone. No, never think that you're alone. In this world, you still working on your feet, till that day you broke your leg. Now you feel like you are worthless and you may as well be dead. Can't be a provider, then what you even here for? Family just happy to see you cause you be here more. I know you lost your mom and you feel like you were abandoned. Used to talk about God, so you hope she went to heaven. That'll help you here on earth, living without her. But you try to stay strong and keep going, it's for your daughter. Been a 59, don't know how you gon' make it. Used to fight for this country, now they got you feeling naked. Now in the free, home in the brave, that's out the window. They barely take care of their own, it's not that simple, see. A few examples of how we all relate. You ever feeling helpless to know it's never too late. Our fights may be different, but following along the whole purpose of the song. Remember, you're not alone. We fight, daily we fight, daily we fight, daily we fight, daily we fight. Never think that you're alone in this world. No, never think that you're alone in this world. No, never. We fight, daily we fight, daily we fight, daily we fight, daily we fight. Never think that you're alone in this world. No, never think that you're alone.
One thing I like about Sirius's voice, she's got that Caribbean sound to her.
Yeah.
I really like that. Like her accent is Caribbean. You know what I mean? I love that sound, that accent to it. Flow is always smooth. She's got a good voice. I mean, I can't complain. I know you can't complain about that one, huh? Good hook.
Right. Exactly.
So, how did that together with her?
So, honestly, it's just a matter of me reaching out, and she gladly said, "Yeah," like right away. It was I forget exactly how long ago, but so first and foremost, T-Man gave me the beat. Like I was just at his studio for something completely different. I forget why I was at his studio, but I was at his studio one day, and he's like, "Oh, I'm about to give you this beat," and he just emailed it to me. I was like, "Dude, you ain't let me hear it or nothing. You don't even know if I'm gonna like the beat, nothing. You just gonna give me a beat?" And he was like, "Yeah." He just sent it to me. Like he literally didn't even give me a choice, right? So I got home, I listened to it, and at first I'm like, man, I don't even know like if I want this beat, what I'm gonna do with it, nothing. And then I was on my way somewhere like a couple days later, and it hit me. This is the title track. And then I was like, man, I can hear somebody else on the hook though. I don't hear myself on the hook because I'm already starting to craft the hook in my mind. Because I don't use pen and paper to write anymore. I write like everything in my head. So that's how I know I'm feeling the beat because I just automatically start getting ideas and concepts and start writing. And even if I don't do it like right then and there, it's like, all right, I know I can rock with this because it's naturally coming to me. So I was on my way somewhere and I found myself writing the hook, and it was like, but I don't hear myself on it. So I reached out to Sirius, and I was like, hey, I'm pretty sure I got a song I need you for. I think I need you for this song. And she's like, all right, cool, send it to me. So I sent her the beat, gave her the concept, and she put her own little touch on it. Like it's not exactly how I sent it to her, but I also love that too. Like that lets me know that you care enough. Where like if I think I can help enhance it or make it better, then that's what I'm gonna do. And that's what she did. And so I love that too. That when it came back, it wasn't exactly because actually I asked her to like kind of chant it where she, as you see, she sung it. And she also it flowed a little better the way she sung it as opposed to the way that when it came out she would have chanted it the way I asked her. So I love the fact that she took the initiative to be like, all right, let me make this song just that much better for him.
Now, your relationship with the Jameses seems to have been, I mean, it seems like it's been a while now that you guys connected. And I think I actually met them through you, if I'm not mistaken, because you went down, we went down to Queens during Kingdom Choice Awards time frame, something like that. And 2013, I think. So, but I think I met them through you, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay.
We had to be doing the podcast, and then you introduced me to them to, put it on their network. So anyway, since then, 2013 basically is when I met her.
Okay.
What? How? In your perspective, though, what have you gotten out of them, and then what do you think you perceive you given back to them?
It's funny you asked me that because I was actually telling them maybe about 6 to 9 months ago. I was like, man, I feel bad because I feel like y'all are better friends to me than I am to y'all. And they pretty much told me I was tripping. Like, what? And I was just like, yo, I feel like I've gotten so much from y'all. Like, I've gotten knowledge as far as the music. I've gotten support as far as the music. I've gotten support on just a personal level. Like, they prayed for me so much. When they were here in Buffalo and my mom was in the hospital and they went to the hospital to see my mom. You know what I mean? Like they came with me, but still, like you're not gonna get everybody to do that. People are like, oh, just drop me off or I'll catch up with you later or whatever. And they're like, nah, like your mom in the hospital, we coming with you to go see her or whatever. You know what I mean? Like they let me stay at the house back in 2017 when Sirius did her release the bar in Connecticut the night before in Waterbury, not Waterbury, in Hartford. And then I was doing the release concert for Sirius, and it was like, yo, I really don't feel like paying for two different hotels or whatever. And they like, man, just come crash with us then. Like they offered, you know what I'm saying? Like they opened up their home for me, and it's such a genuine friendship that goes way beyond music with them, you know. So I appreciate them for everything, you know. As far as what I've given back, I mean, hopefully they feel like I've given back a real, true, genuine friendship as well. And I do definitely look for ways to be able to, help them and help promote them. Like I tell as many artists as I can, because of course the stations need support from a DJ aspect, from a sponsor aspect, just from other artists even continue to submit to them. When shows come up that I think they would be a part, they would like to be a part of, I let them know about that. Actually, even like with the We Fight Daily tour, I had Sirius on a couple of dates. When I go to New York in August, she'll be on that show. I had a show set up in Detroit, which got canceled because of the pandemic, but they wanted to reschedule to next year. And I have Sirius for that show as well. Also, that's another husband and wife media team out there. I can't think of their names off. Oh, yes, I can. It's Gerald and Carol Irving out of Detroit, Michigan. And, I tried to get them to network because the new markets for both couples, it gets them into Detroit and it gets the other couple into New York. And so, I tried to make that happen. But, for the most part, I feel like what we truly give each other is a genuine friendship. And I feel like and that's probably why they thought I was tripping, because when we first met, like they got that vibe for me right away, because we first met at an event here in Buffalo, and they tell the story all the time. They feel like I took better care of them than the person who actually hosted the event. And so, like right after that, they were like, "Yeah, this is somebody that's really looking out for us," and they just always reciprocated that. Look out for me, but still to this day.
Unlike me, where I put you and Fon Carter in the same room together, and I have a king size
right.
myself. Yep.
Exactly.
And you never forgot that, did you? Nope, I know you didn't.
No, actually, I have not. No,
I know Fonz
That's
never
when we
did
went to
either.
Rap Fest. That was also in 2013. That was also 2013 when we went to Rap Fest.
Yep. And Fonz never forgot it either. He kept on reminding me. He says, "I remember these things, man. When it's your." So, yep.
Stop scratching me.
So we got two more songs. I know you got to get up early, so let's go to it.
You need to go out.
Next one is.
All right, I'm going to be traveling now. I got to unplug my phone from my charger. I'm still here. I just got to go take my dog out. That's why he keeps scratching me, because he needs to go outside. So
I'm going to play the track. I'm going to play this track while you're doing that.
Okay.
Old Things Past, and this is featuring Church Boy.
According to 2 Corinthians 5:17, if any man be in Christ, he's a new creature. Old things are passed away. All things become new. You can catch me showing kindness and serving change and loving people, doing it in the name of Jesus Christ, because he gave his life. It's because of him that we can have eternal life. Nowadays, you can catch me on the block with them block boys, witnessing the dealers and ministering to Ciroc boys. Jesus is my savior. I pray for you if he not yours. Y'all dudes think y'all gods, we're homie. Y'all are not Lord. Jesus is the real. Jesus is the king. He's the reason why I'm here. He's the reason I stayed. He's the reason that I rap. He's the reason that I made it. He's the reason I ain't died when I was driving, getting paid, or in the kitchen cooking up. No, I ain't cooked nothing. But back to the business, the church boy be frontin'. But I was on the block serving rocks, hit switches. Edwards Avenue, if you was catching, I was pitching. Enough of that there, though. Let's get back to business. Jesus Christ coming back, and he's coming with the quickness. So get your life in order. You need to do it now before that fire come down and tear up your town. You can catch me showing kindness and serving change and loving people, doing it in the name of Jesus Christ, because he gave his life. It's because of him that we can have eternal life. Never hit the block, but I know a lot of B-boys. Ask them how they okay, knowing that they destroy lives every day and live us a paranoid. So I might take theirs, but the bears, they live their life in fear, and they don't even have to. They ask, what you mean? Well, let's start at Matthew. The end of chapter 6, it shows he takes care of the affairs of the earth and the fowl of the air. Let's continue and compare to show your life is value. Jeremiah 29, show us us that's about you are a feast and not evil. Give you future and a hope. Not to risk your life out on these corners selling dope. But enough with all the quotes. Let me simply just ask, you okay with this life and the one that's coming after? No, I suggest that you inquire about the true and living God who sent the Son as Messiah.
His name is Jesus.
Kindness and serving change and loving people, doing it in the name of Jesus Christ, because he gave his life. It's because of him that we can have eternal life. You can catch me showing kindness and serving change and loving people, doing it in the name of Jesus Christ, because he gave his life. It's because of him that we can have eternal life.
Yeah. That's what I'm talking about. So
old school right there. That's that old school call out right there. Yeah.
tell me about your guest on this one.
All right, so my homeboy, Church Boy, you know, you got the CB and the CB going. I met him in DC back in 2017, and I think I mentioned earlier, I forget the name of the event we were at. It was actually supposed to be in Baltimore, and like the day of the show, or maybe the day before, they changed it and moved it down to DC. And so a lot closer for him than me. Of course, he's from Richmond, Virginia. I'm obviously coming from Buffalo, New York. But we got there, and you know, if you ask him, he say that it was my willingness to serve that just kind of, you know, got his attention from me, because he's like, dude, you drove all the way from Buffalo. You know, you came on your own dime. They ain't pay for your travel. They ain't pay for your hotel. They ain't even feed you, and you still rocked out like you was getting paid, you know, thousands of dollars or whatever. I'm like, well, you know, as much as it is entertainment, it's still ministry. So I'm not gonna knock somebody for what they can or can't do. If I agreed to come do the event, then I'm gonna come and do the event, and I'm gonna do it the way it's supposed to be done. And you know, I thought that he was real genuine as far as with his ministry as well. And so we just clicked like right away. And so we just stayed in contact. And then, so like I said, you know, I wanted to get him for the project, and he wanted me for a project as well. And so, you know, we came up with this song, "Old Things Past," and it was going to be on both albums. You know, my EP as well as his album, and on his album is actually going to have a third verse on there. I didn't necessarily, not that the third verse was bad, I just didn't think it necessarily fit the theme of my project, so that's why I didn't keep it for mine. But he felt like it fit the theme of his, so he kept it. You know, he kept it for his. You know.
Wait. So I'm trying to find him on his Facebook page. I don't know what kind of way we can.
It would be under his government name, then Lamont Washington.
Okay, I'll look that up.
Yeah.
Make sure we show it.
Right.
Junior? Is he a junior or is he a senior?
Don't get me to lying. I don't think he even shows junior or senior for his.
Okay. Christian Boy Ministry.
You said Church Boy Ministries?
This one said Christian
That's
Boy.
That's probably him there.
I know a lot of people.
No, not Christian Boy. That wouldn't be him.
I know a lot of people that went by Church Boy. I just
but you know what? He started. He's been doing music for over 20 years. He started around the same time I did. He started in the 90s. You know, in the late 90s, and so I don't know. It was around that time where he probably thought that he was the only person that was going to think of that name.
I got one from.
But no, he's been doing music.
North Carolina.
Nope, Richmond, Virginia.
No, but that's it's Richmond because I got somebody that Mount Washington's got Buffalo gear on. All right. Well, we're not going to try to push it too much. I can't see it. I don't know what it is. So, anywho, this album.
Do not start barking. He's going to start barking.
Uh-oh.
I'm sorry.
All right. Well, we're getting
my dog see a dog bigger than him.
Brand new day. Here it is.
Okay.
It's a brand new day. Everything is different now. I'ma go the extra mile. See the sun in the clouds. It's a brand new day. Mercies every morning. See me, I be ballin'. I'ma give my all in this brand new day. Lord, I need you by my side. You're the sustainer of life. Brand new day. Everything is different now. I can go the extra mile. I can smile.
Very far from perfect, always have, never will be. Let me testify that y'all could be the jury. Started pretty typical, came up with a hard life. Found myself struggling, started moving hard white. Thought I was a cool guy, took advantage of girls. Like Pinky in the Brain was taking over the world. But all that would unfurl was a much deeper desire that took me from the frying pan straight into the fire. The fight of my life almost took me to my grave, but I learned some things, so I call it growing pain. Still the old life is ended, a new one has began. I hope you're still listening, my story has an end. These days you'll find me giving back to the community. Instead of all the foolishness, I'm promoting unity. Speaking to these young boys in the street and in the pen, reminding them of 1 Peter 2 and verse 10.
Everything is different now. I'ma go the extra mile. See the sun in the clouds. Brand new day. Mercies every morning. See me, I be ballin'. I'ma give my all in this brand new day. Lord, I need you by my side. You're the sustainer of life. Brand new day. Everything is different now. I can go the extra mile.
Very far from perfect, always have, never will be. Let me tell my story so you see how it has built me. Started pretty typical, up in the boys' faces, trying to find love in all of the wrong places. Always happen fast, so that's what they labeled me. Not realizing that the love I gave was for them to see. It helps hold them down, it will help to build them up. That focus had to shift now that my son is growing up. People spreading rumors like I don't know who the father is. I'm trying to raise a child, don't have time for the foolishness. We're raising up a man, you don't listen to your petty friends. Hope you pay attention, cause that's not how my story ends. Giving my son confidence, I gave it to myself. Now I want to speak out to give these other girls some help. Keep your prayer life consistent. Trust me, you will see like Malachi the truth. I love me some
brand new day. Everything is different now. I'ma go the extra mile. See the sun in the clouds. Brand new day. Mercies every morning. See me, I be ballin'. I'ma give my all in this brand new day. Lord, I need you by my side. You're the sustainer of life. Yeah. Everything is different now. I can go the extra mile. I can smile.
Very far from perfect, always have, never will be. Cause you don't know my sins, doesn't mean that I'm not guilty. Started pretty typical, abused and neglected. Wasn't even typical, just didn't know the difference. Never seeing joy like this can't be right. All this depression and this misery, it can't be life. So I just stayed to myself, except for the masturbation. Mind always racing, focus on penetration. Suicidal thoughts, don't have the time to list them. Traces of poison, still found in my system. Enough is enough, I pray to God for his wisdom. My story continues, but now here's a new vision. Hopeless on my own, but found hope within them. Scriptures as I meditate from that mental prison. In verse 36 of John 8, you'll see who the Son sets free is free indeed.
Brand new day. Everything is different now. I'ma go the extra mile. See the sun in the clouds. Brand new day. Mercies every morning. See me, I be ballin'. I'ma give my all in this brand new day. Lord, I need you by my side. You're the sustainer of life. Yeah. Everything is different now. I can go the extra mile. I can smile. Brand new day. Everything is different now. I'ma go the extra mile. See the sun in the clouds. Brand new day.
She's every morning. See, I be falling. I'ma get my all in the strand every day. Lord, I need you by my side. You're the sustainer of life. Yeah. Everything is different now. I can go the extra mile. I can smile.
All righty, buddy. That wraps that one up, man. So
Yeah.
Frankie Bells. Now he came to Buffalo once too, a couple times, I'm sure. But the one time that
Actually, I never seen Frankie in Buffalo. I'm not saying he hasn't been here, but every time I've run into Frankie, was always in a different city, like New York or Boston or somewhere like out east. I've never actually seen him in Buffalo.
he did come when Jay
Weird, right?
and Hog Mob came out the first time. Frankie Bells, Fonz,
Okay.
they all opened up for it. So yeah, he did
Okay.
Buffalo for that outreach over on Clinton Street. So he was in town
Okay.
at least, and I think he came up for maybe one more event. I can't remember, but I think it was the ICU
Right.
outdoor version. I don't know what else you would call it, but haven't seen much of an ICU.
Okay. Okay. What do you have to
Changed
talk about?
everything, but yeah, it was back in 2015, maybe 2016 at the latest. So I don't remember. My
Right.
phrase is.
Right.
Frankie Bells, how'd you get him on this track, and what did this song mean to you?
So, again, it was as simple as reaching out. Like I said, I've run into Frankie in other cities and never actually ran into him here. But I feel like we always vibed well whenever I did link up with him. And so I really just hit him up on Facebook one day. It was like, yo, Frankie, you up for doing a hook for me? You up for doing a track? And of course, he's like, yeah, bro, just send it over to me. And I sent him the hook that I wrote, and he was like, yeah, pretty sure I got a better hook than that. And because I can't sing, and I'm a rapper. I don't write sing songy hooks. And so he's like, I'm pretty sure I got a better hook. So I'm like, all right, just do me a favor and record both, because I want to hear how my hook sounds that I wrote when you sing it, and I want to hear the one that you wrote. So he's like, all right, sure, no problem. So he sent it back, and sure enough, he had a way better hook than what I wrote. So I'm like, yep, we're definitely going with your version. And the way I feel about the song is that it genuinely culminates the whole project. That's why I put it last, because it's like, no matter how bad things may have started for you, if you keep hope in Christ, especially, but if you keep hope, keep pushing, keep fighting, can and will turn around for you. So you see with all three stories, things they start out too great for the people, but by the end, things did a complete 180 and wasn't, they were in much better positions in life and a lot happier. So it's actually, that's one of, I don't know if it's my number one, but I can definitely say one of my favorite songs, like top 3 to 5 easily, probably even top 3 favorite songs that I've ever wrote.
Frankie Bells is another one. It's got that voice too that resonates with any hook. He's got a golden voice, in my opinion, and I'm really really happy you put him on there on one of your tracks.
Mm-hmm.
Just I think that's going to be your hooky song. That's definitely radio friendly.
Right.
Definitely, catchy. It's going to be the one that people are going to be thinking about. You know what? No matter what's going on in this world, the next day is a brand new day. Start all over.
Exactly.
My motto I created for myself back in 1993 was life starts today. Basically, because it seemed like everything I did was going in the wrong direction for a long time. And I had, a little self-encouragement, if you will, looking for a way to just keep my mind programmed to be a positive thinker, no matter what. And that was my motto throughout that whole process. Is life starts today. So how bad I screwed it up this one day, I wake up the next morning, the first thing on my mind is life starts today. I can't change what happened yesterday.
Exactly.
Time to move forward. So yeah, man, it was a great time hanging.
Exactly.
This is an hour and 40 minutes, looks like, and I'm really happy that we connected. It's been such a long time, and we're used to doing,
I know,
4 or 5 hour hangouts in person. And this is great that we had this, that we could do something. You know what I mean? We could do a little chopping it up a little bit. It's not the same because every time we do a show,
it's not.
We warm up shows, especially if Maine's in the room, just seems to be ridiculous. It's just fun. The atmosphere is great. You know what I mean? So I do miss that camaraderie that we've had over the years. But hopefully we can more of these where we have a couple other guests on, and we'll just talk about whatever, man, whatever comes up like we normally did. So, and I'm really happy.
I'm with it. The pandemic gonna keep us all apart.
But it's not going to keep us virtually apart, at least, very least. But I'm glad that we did this because we did one back in November, maybe 1 or 2 shows recently.
Something like it.
Using this format and powered by StreamYard. If you could tell the up in that top corner, StreamYard is the host for this for us. We're using the free version. Eventually, we might go to a different outlet, but this is something that has been very helpful. So I'm grateful for StreamYard to having this platform. Constant Battle. I'm excited for you to finish this project because I remember when we first met. When I first got here in Buffalo, 2010, and around a year's time, we got together. We met each other. And, talking about how the sounds of Buffalo, where the production value was pretty low on it across the board, mostly hip hop side, but, everybody was still in a mixtape era kind of mode here versus studio album quality, everything else. And, writing marker on CDs and handing them to people, that's basically how a lot of people got off. Jewel cases, you know what I mean? Everybody had their own little ways of trying to distribute music. And since then, I could just see the growth. And I knew you've had knowledge of music. That's the first thing that attracted me to you was that you had knowledge of music. You understand business. You understand how things are supposed to work. And that's why I want to work with this person because he gets it. He already knows. So it's great to see you kind of graduate, though, from the Sharpie mixtape on a CD to where you're at today is just, it's 180 degrees and it's just phenomenal. Really excited to see the direction you've headed over the years. So I wish you well with this project. I hope it blasts out there on this Friday. And we're going to put it on there. Go ahead and give everybody all the details, your information, what they where they can get a hold of you.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Okay. Well, first and foremost, thank you for that. But as far as finding me online on social media, all that stuff, I would either say you can go to my website, constantbattle.net. Like I mentioned earlier, there's actually a chat button on there. So if you want to reach out to me, you can reach out directly to me right on constantbattle.net. Also, if you want to say follow me on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, it's at Constant Battle 1. Oh, and YouTube. I finally got my personalized YouTube. So at Constant Battle, the number 1 is how you'll find me on those. I have a Snapchat and a TikTok, but I don't really Snapchat. I couldn't use Constant Battle 1 for whatever reason. I forget why, and I didn't bother to remember what the name was, so I couldn't really get into Snapchat anyway. And TikTok, I downloaded it and set it up, and then never went back on it. So I don't really know how TikTok works at all. So let's stick with Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube, and SoundCloud, because I am on there a little bit, at Constant Battle 1. So basically anywhere you want to find me, at Constant Battle 1, or you can go to the website, constantbattle.net.
Sweet.
Definitely go to the website and get some merch too, because, brother got bills. Even though I'm still working, I got bills. So constantbattle.net, pick up some merch.
I like it. I love this new design. I love the gloves. I love the red and white, red, white, and black color schemes. You got a couple, pink alternatives there, but yeah, this is cool. This is a phenomenal logo. I love it. I'm glad this is what you're using. The font, everything.
Yeah.
We fight daily, man. This is great. And this hoodie, wearing that, I want to go to Philadelphia and run up the stairs and be like, rock,
Exactly.
that type of thing. Or either be
Exactly.
Rocky Balboa or Creed, one or the other. So
Exactly.
it's awesome, man. Excited for you. I'm excited for what you're doing. I'm excited
Thank
for
you.
direction you're going. I'm glad you collaborated with these people that we've known over the years that got the talent for it to, to not only increase the value of your project, really, but build that relationship. Really, it's all about relationship in this whole Christian hip hop, urban gospel, whatever you want to call it. Everybody has a different nickname for it, but it's basically
right
of the faith with people with music, and we mash those communities together. So it's exciting. So we're gonna place this on the shout outs YouTube page. You can always follow that.
Okay.
We're gonna repost it there, even though we kind of blasted it everywhere to get to the live feed for the Facebook Live. We're gonna put this also on YouTube for the shout outs page, provided they don't flag this live feed with any copyright notices for any reason. I can have it downloaded.
Right.
That's it, man. So, anything else? Anything you want to say? What's your advice to people out there today?
I feel like you were trying to set me up to use the tagline on purpose. I'm going to elaborate before I say it because I am going to say it anyway. My advice is to keep the faith. If you don't have it already, get the faith, because I do feel like my music is pretty evangelical. So it's for people who doesn't necessarily believe in Christ or God to begin with. Find out more about who this God is that we're talking about, who this Christ is. Get the faith, but ultimately, just keep fighting, keep pushing, keep going, keep struggling. Even when I say keep struggling, I don't mean stay in some lowly point. I mean, you got to go through in order to come out. So if you're struggling through it, that means you're getting through it. Go through so that you can come out. So keep going, man. And ultimately, like I said, I felt like you set it up anyway. Remember, you're not alone because we fight daily. And that's just what it is.
Right on, man. So the 7-track album is coming out this Friday.
Yep.
Pretty much every major platform.
Yep.
All right. June 26th, this Friday. ConstantBattle.net, at ConstantBattle, the number 1. So you check it out, man. Everybody, it's exciting, man. It's exciting. It's like my younger brother is putting out new projects. I mean, just like my natural brother, Legacy, when he put out his projects, I was excited. You know what I mean? I'm really fired up for it. And this is, it's kind of like you're my younger brother in the Lord and in the music and co-host and friend. And, I like celebrating your victories. You know what I mean? So,
I appreciate that, man. Thank you.
It's good. It was nice to be able to be more of a host for this to you than just being a co-host. But we are going to come back. We're going to come back on another.
Yeah, man.
And we got to talk about those deep topics that, we kind of alluded a little bit here in this one, where we won't taint your project with our political views, but we will have our own on the next time. So
okay, I'm with it. You already know.
yeah.
John is doing
All right, buddy.
podcast.
Love you, man. God bless you.
Bye, Constant Battle.
Once again, this is
You too. Hi, Rosemary.
Constant Battle.
Jermaine.
Yeah, let's do it again. We didn't do it right. Thank you for listening to our show. This is your boy Fudge.
It's your man, Constant Battle.
This is the shout out.
Just good music.
Keep it locked.
And then that's where Maine's supposed to say keep it locked.
That was Maine's line. He missed out. That's his problem. So Maine, if you're listening, get your phones ready, get them charged up for the next time. We're going to try to get you guys on here because it's been a while. We got to regroup. We got to reevaluate how we're going to do this. We got to get some shows out again because people are looking for it, believe it or not. So keep it locked. Your boy Fudge, Constant Battle, shout out, Just Good Music. And get that joint this Friday. Here it is. We fight daily.